Get that last no-scope kill and hit pause. It's time for the video game podcast where the Konami code is alive and well. The console wars don't exist. Rings are just as valuable as coins. Pots are not safe from swords. Giant robots kick ass. And fireballs are a perfectly acceptable weapon in a fist fight. That's right, it's time for the Super Gamer Bros Podcast Ultra Hyper Alpha Super EX Double Impact Plus A Live. Settle in and let's get to gaming.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Super Gamer Bros. We're talking about Gamescom all week long. And as there's only the two of us who watch it, which is myself, Slaten, and Cassandra, Neo Nerd Lady.
Neo Nerd Lady, not Neon Nerd Lady. God dang.
I said Neo Nerd Lady right this time. Thank you very much. Yep. We're the ones here talking with you guys. So we started yesterday. I got a new laptop, by the way. And I didn't take the laptop.
Is that why your shirt's like halfway going into the background?
I literally had to throw my OBS stuff together because I didn't do it yesterday, so that's why I haven't gotten to tweak all my settings. You could just deal with. I don't know why it's. Oh, I should probably turn off my monitor up there. It keeps casting weird light. That's why. It's my monitor up here. Let's go through.
Do we want to start over?
No, we're just going forward with this.
Okay. Okay.
So yesterday we were talking about the xCloud announcements, and today is Cassandra's turn to pick a topic. Yeah. And of all things, handheld gaming.
Yeah, handheld gaming. And basically, tell me why.
Tell me why.
I almost want to. Why? Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why. Woo! Let's keep going.
We're not doing that Brooklyn Nine-Nine skit.
It's a Backstreet Boys song, fool.
Yeah, I know, but there's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine skit where the killer was singing the song, so they had all the people in the lineup sing it.
Oh, okay. No,
I'll show it to you later. It's hilarious.
All right. While you're talking, I'm gonna make sure my phone is not about okay.
Basically, handheld gaming seems to be doing what I said it was going to do, which is take off.
Are we surprised?
We're not. Mobile gaming got big. Mobile gaming has become the marketing tool of the AAA gaming industry for the worst possible ways. But part of that, the good part of it, though, is that they've now looked at people carrying their gaming systems with them to the point of Nintendo and Steam basically doing that.
I can't believe that the Steam thing came out.
Yeah, and I want one. And
Bill has one on pre-order, and we talked about this before the last episode.
Yeah.
Bill asked me about it because he likes the old school games, and I had to explain to him what Steam was and how there's a whole library of games like that he'll probably love to play.
Yeah.
So he has the ultimate tier one with the glass and everything because he's clumsy. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna tell him to go with it, and when it gets here, I'm gonna show it to you guys. I don't know what he's going to
I so want to play that thing. I've got like 500 games. I know at least over half of them will work for it.
My question with that is, PC games are made for keyboard and mouse. How's it going to translate to joysticks like the Switch? That's my big question I want to test out.
Okay, so I can explain that one because they actually did talk about this. There are going to be two sensitive touchpads that actually Steam has worked on before. That Steam controller that's really good and very fluid. I don't own one because I don't have the money for it. But they're going to have that and the trigger buttons will actually be the left and right clicks also. So you'll kind of have that feel. A lot of current games, like your Doom and stuff, is designed with controllers. Borderlands, Doom, a lot of those games are designed with controllers also in mind. So it's really only when you get to the RTS games and you get to some of the old school PC games that you need.
Yeah,
you need that controller.
See that. Everything's kind of built with a controller these days.
Right.
All right. So
I want to say one last thing about this that made me really hyped. So, the head of Microsoft Gaming, I forgot his name.
Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer said he got his hands on one, and he took a picture of it. And on the picture, on the screen, is the Xbox Game Pass menu.
Yeah, so you can put Games Pass on it.
So you put Games Pass on it, which goes back to the episode we just did. If you can cloud that thing and not have to take up that small hard drive space that you get. That would
That
be
was
awesome.
the one thing I told him. I said, you got to understand, it's not like Games Pass, so you're going to be installing games on this thing.
Yeah,
so,
or at least have it on your library.
Yeah, or in your library, because you're still going to have to download to play it.
Yeah.
So it'll be some games manager because I think it's only got like half a gig hard drive inside of it or whatever.
No, half a terabyte.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, it's half a terabyte. No,
So that's still not
there
a
is
lot
no
of
file
space.
that's a half a gig, sir. We're using Restream, and we have a bigger file than that.
Yeah. No. So there will be.
But there's also a micro SD card slot you can put into it, and it can handle up to 2 terabytes.
What I needed to do.
Right.
But yes, I will argue with you that if you want to talk about handheld gaming, you have to include mobile because it is handheld gaming. It's is the definition of handheld gaming.
It is, but until it is getting better. Because like the guy who made Final Fantasy Tactics, he's making a game for it purely on Apple. The fact that Apple and Google both have their version of a Games Pass, which actually came 2 days before Game Pass. So like I said, mobile is lending trends. I just don't have the Google one anymore because I just don't use my phone as a claim device.
I don't play. I have one game on it that I switch out every now and then. I just put some random thing on there. It's just time wasters. I don't really like. I'll use for the xCloud. Use my Kishi controller when I feel like playing it, but mobile games just don't do it for me.
And that's why I say yes, you can count them, but as you just said, there are a lot of time wasters. You have very few actual experience games in the mobile market.
Okay, but these are people who this is their gateway to video gaming.
Yes.
You have to give them some credit to now they're going to Switch. They're going to see about this Steam Deck, but I have a feeling people who don't know, like Phil thought it was like a Switch. He honestly the guy thought it was like a Switch. That it would have like the virtual library and stuff on it. He didn't know what Steam was at all. He didn't know that's basically a gaming PC in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
He wanted something he could play retro, old school style games on, and Steam has all of that he wants. So,
I think the Switch. I think it's just gonna be the difference between the console players and the PC players. I think that a lot of the PC players are going to get the Steam Deck because it offers an experience that the Switch cannot offer. But not saying that the Switch is bad. I own a Switch. You own a Switch. You have Animal Crossing. I think Nintendo needs to get off its ass
and fix Animal Crossing because there ain't nothing to do. I have not touched my island in months.
That's not their concern. What they do want you to do is play that new Zelda game, though.
It's not new. It's not new, y'all. Anyways,
so my thing is Nintendo needs to get off its ass and start making new games. Thank God, like Metroid Dread is coming out because I will fucking play that game. But I like the fact that
why they won't just make new games. Why they keep just rehashing the old games?
Because Nintendo is the worst about weaponizing nostalgia.
Well, it's also the fact that they don't have a giant roster of. I mean, at face surface, they have a lot of characters, but they're all in Mario. There's only so many Mario games you can make.
Here's the thing. I would defend that, except there are companies with smaller rosters who do more games.
Yeah, they keep expanding out, but Nintendo seems to not want to go outside of the Mario crew. They don't seem to want to go outside very much. I mean, they'll do Pokemon, they'll do Metroid, and they'll do Zelda. Everything else is based off a Mario character. Start creating something new. Start going and doing other things. Like, try these different things.
I don't think, well, we can literally, I think we should do an episode. We're saying it here. We are one day going to do an episode called The Problems with Nintendo. And why did
that'll be a 2-week episode right there, y'all.
I know, right? Because, I will say this. I love Nintendo. I love what Nintendo represents. Nintendo is the family-friendly option to a video game industry that loves to make to cater to everybody else. And it's at least good to know that there's one company that will out there that will still.
Yes, but that's also put them in a box. Like, I like Super Mario, that new 3D world with Bowser's Fury. But they were out of ideas, so they turned you into a Mario cat. Like, that's all they could really add to the game. Now you're a cat. Everybody goes crazy because they love cats in the internet.
Well,
The
I mean,
game,
they also
like,
turned
I beat-
Mario into a raccoon and a frog.
I beat Mario Bowser's Fury in like 20 minutes because you only have to complete half the game before the game's technically done.
Yeah.
Fucking weird, y'all. Just what?
Yeah,
So-
but it's about those kids.
Yes.
Nintendo is the reason why everyone thinks video games are designed for kids.
Well, yeah. If you watch the Console Wars movie, which I love because I'm a Sega kid, explains all that to you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at Atari. Like, Atari had some adult titles.
They did. But anyways, I like the fact that handheld gaming is on the rise because it's about time something took on the Game Boy. It's about time something's taking on the Switch. I'm glad something's coming out, even though it's not really for everybody. I like that idea. I like the fact that cloud is now on all the phones. You can play Xbox. Your phone's now your Xbox Go.
Yeah.
I like it
I
because
think-
people are telling Nintendo, "Look, y'all, you're missing an opportunity. We're filling in. Period."
I
Although
mean,
Nintendo's online service sucks.
Nintendo is filling in. I think people are filling in for Nintendo, but Nintendo is Nintendo, and Nintendo will always do what Nintendo does.
Which is be Nintendo.
Right. Be the most Nintendo, whatever Nintendo.
So yeah, mobile gaming on the rise.
I think handheld gaming.
Handheld
Handheld gaming is on the rise.
Yeah.
And I told you this. I told you this like 5 years ago. Like, I think handheld gaming is going to go on the rise.
And I've been the one championing mobile gaming, so they go hand in hand. So that's a good thing we just did this show together, huh? Got my head action going, yo.
Yeah. I'm just glad like Cynic and them are here going, what are you two butting heads about? What the fuck?
They're gonna watch this go like, do they ever not fight? Like they're actually getting along this episode. That's weird. The world's coming to an end. All right. And with that, this show is coming to an end. As we talked about Steam Deck a little bit, I will have them for hands-on. We'll probably do an episode showing it off.
I want to pre-order one, but the pre-order list right now is somewhere in mid next year.
Yeah, he might not get his till next year. We don't know when he's getting his. So tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit about Destiny. Last week on Fire Team Misadventure, I put it all out there. Go watch it. But I want to put it here as well. It's not necessarily all Destiny. It's how games ruin themselves.
It's called sequelitis.
So we're gonna talk about that tomorrow, specifically about the Destiny stream and the problems I had with it. But it's not just a Destiny thing. It's this day of data leaks and things like that. A lot of things get out there, and how do you handle it? I don't think Destiny handled it the right way. So we're gonna talk about that tomorrow.
But you can also find me, at least you can find me on the Xbox if you want to play with me, and Neo Nerd Lady, or you can find me at Pocky KLM _KLM on Twitch, where I'm currently playing Hades.
I have Hades on the Xbox to get started, but I started the Aliens game, so
I love Hades. Hades is awesome.
I love the Aliens game, but they need to fix the fucking matchmaking.
Oh wow!
Imagine that. It came with a broken matchmaking on Xbox Series X.
Yep.
Anyways, by the time this airs, they probably will have fixed it, and I'll be up in there running around because it was so much fun. Anyways.
So yes, I want to talk because Steam Deck's happening. We've got we've got the Switch, which is like one of the best-selling consoles in the world right now.
With its rehashed games. I love my Switch, don't get me wrong, but it's a bunch of rehashed ass games.
Well, not all of them. It's just all the Nintendo ones are.
Oh, did you see they're redoing Skyrim as an anniversary edition again? Remastered Skyrim! That's like the 50th version we've gotten.
Look, I'm just waiting for Skyrim on my TI calculator.
Alright, here we go!
You know, you're waiting for it.